Good morning, Internet, and welcome back to the future facility. It's been a long number of cycles. We're coming up on cycle 400. I was actually waiting for this Sulfur Geyser to go off to see what it takes to tame it. So Sulfur, it comes out at 165. So I thought maybe I'd need a steam turbine, which is what I was doing this for. But let's see if, I don't know if I can grab any of the liquid. See if I slow it down. Now it's coming out straight as a solid. Okay. So we should be able to, yeah, melting point 115. So sulfur needs to get below 113 in order to be a solid, which a steam turbine won't do because a steam turbine wants everything at 125. So you kind of tame it like a cool steam vent, where you have a liquid tank exchanging coal. I wasn't sure if it would make solid chunks because it is outputting quite a bit. I mean, 6 kilograms a second could pump out a lot, so I put in the robo miner just to see if I needed it, but so far I haven't gotten any solid chunks. And then your aqua tuner to cool that down. Might as well use it to cool everything else around here. So it's working on cooling everything. The hydrogen loop is still going just because I left it. Why not? I added an AND gate to this oil well so I can turn it on and off. I'm trying to burn off the ethanol and make petroleum. So that's the sulfur vent. You've got to do it with a door and some other form of cooling. Let's go back to here. This, ooh, we're almost out of food. We need to make more. Turned into a very nice little base. Yeah, there we go. So it is all nice and insulated, contained. This temperizer has warmed up everything to a nice livable temperature. One of my dupes got skilled up to artwork, so we've got good decor in all of this. Wait for the save. Some of you might have looked at, if I put a carbon skimmer down here, how do I get my dupes out of here? I built the telescope, explored the area, got rid of the telescope, built the rocket. I thought rocket platforms had to be on something. They don't. You can just build them in space. I might have known that before, but now we know. So how do I fuel up the rocket? Well, this map comes with solid carbon dioxide. So I've got this solar panel hooked to this space heater. And I don't really care what it does. I just need it to slowly warm up this pile of carbon dioxide. Not even that much. There's a little bit of oxygen in here. And whenever that pops, it pops, and I can hook up the gas pipes. So as often as this solar panel can charge it, that's good enough. There is more than enough sleet wheat around here to fuel this base for forever. I don't have it set to cook always because it'll just be way too much food. It's better just to let it, let the food come down, cook up some more. This oxygen system worked out great. I put a layer of water. I just melted a temp shift plate on top of this so I don't outgas polluted oxygen. So the air in here is perfect. Every once in a while a little blob of polluted oxygen, which I don't care about. Any carbon dioxide down here gets eaten. It's all good. Yeah, I wonder, maybe I might have to replace that with a solid tile of some sort. So I actually want to do this so I don't drop it all, and then replace that with a solid tile so it'll exchange temperature. While that's happening, we'll come over here. Remember the end of the last episode, I was low on oxygen. This actually got down to barely breathable 400 grams. It was bad. Not so bad anymore. Another one electrolyzer setup. Each electrolyzer is good for about 8 duplicates, so it definitely took a while to pressurize a base this size. But as you can see, it's all nice and fully pressurized. No more issues. Plenty of food. I'm ranching way too many pips over here. Mostly just bin digging. Back to the main base. We've got this whole area is cleaned up in a vacuum. I've just got a massive sweep command going on. I could tame these minor volcanoes and do something with them. But the issue with Spaced Out is solar is now so good and so easy. There's no reason not to put in a massive solar farm and use that for all the power on your base. The taming of the cool steam vents has kept the water nice and full. Back over here, I had so much water from the ice that's now melting that I'm now trying to burn that off as well as the ethanol. So this water pipe is going into my water tank and into my electrolyzer to use up that water before I start pulling it back from the main base. Yeah, so how does that do? Temperature-wise? Yeah, so like it's 80 something degrees, it's warm. I'm then immediately shipping it over here, dropping off sulfur, which then feeds the Sweetles. And I used up all of the slime. I made all the algae, so that's good. Oh, let's go this base, the abandoned base. So the pressure in here is dropping down to horrendous levels. There were puffs, yeah, there they are, that have been eating the oxygen, which is fine. This solar tungsten setup has worked perfect. The pressure's good, the temperature's good. It just dumps tungsten in here. If I ever want to send dupes back, I could build a shipping thing to grab it from there and automatically put it into rockets. I could tame the other volcanoes and do the same thing with them. But there's nobody over here. These, died due to pressure and fertilization, which is perfectly fine. As soon as the dupe shows up, they can start delivering algae. They can redo that, and I could put in an electrolyzer setup because there's plenty of water down here. There's no source of water on this map, or this asteroid. So that's something I'd have to figure out. But for a couple of dupes, that water will last a long time. Over here, we've got just a diffuser and a bathroom. The dupes won't be in there very long when I do decide to send them back. Alright, let's replace that and see if we can't get that carbon dioxide to melt. Oh, for this bathroom, in order to deal with the germs, I'm just dumping it. A good way of dealing with germs is is freezing polluted water. Polluted ice can't support food poisoning germs. What do I care? If this tank starts to get low, you just temp shift plate in a bunch of polluted water and you're back up and going. Yeah, and you're reaching target temperature, so now we're just waiting for this to exchange temperature with the carbon dioxide, which it is. It's not fast, but who cares? I mean, I could even go and replace that with a tungsten tile, because I've got plenty of tungsten. I dumped all the material inside the mini base in one place. So the decor there isn't great. Emptied out all the gas canisters, just cleaned it up. But the decor in the rest of the base is quite nice. There's even a whole bunch of hydrogen. If I could do a hydrogen rocket, that would be great. For these iron volcanoes, because they're surrounded in ice, they are just scary. If they ever pop by themselves, they can melt through insulated tiles, except for obsidian. Yeah, so that's warming up. We'll come back to the sulfur vent. Yeah, so this just keeps it nice and cool. It just needs to be below 115. So as long as you can keep a pool of liquid in here, keeps all this stuff cool. I probably didn't need the Robo Miner, but I just didn't know. Yeah, we're just pumping stuff out. Yeah, so it comes out at 160, it's already 80, and I'm picking it up immediately. I could have put in a clock sensor to slow that down, or just turn off the shipping for a while. Yeah, we'll put some shyness in here. Food, I just keep shipping barbecue over to this base. And so the temperature is starting to come down as everything else gets cooled off. So let's take a look at the star map. There is only... I always do that. There's only one asteroid I have not gotten to. More than likely, this will be the last video for this particular map. I'm sure by the time this comes out, Clay will have released updates. You know, I tend to play a little bit ahead because I enjoy playing the game. So a lot of times an update will happen and you'll be watching videos going, wait, they updated that. Yeah, well, I recorded before the update. That being said, we'll enable debug mode here. So these are all the asteroids. There's nothing else to see. I cannot think of a way... You go away. Sure. I can't think of a way of colonizing this asteroid. So on the frozen asteroid, this asteroid has everything you need. You've got food, you've got granite to build stuff with, you've got wolframite to build metal ore things with and to make refined metal with. You've got polluted ice, which gets you dirt, sand, water. Like, everything you need is here, it's just cold. So as long as you can deal with the cold, just landing a dupe here can survive. One dupe by themselves landed on this planet, could build a mini base and live. They would be very upset with you. It would suck. But they could do it. Over on the magma planet, you get nothing. You know, you have obsidian. So you can build stuff with obsidian, but not very much. Obsidian requires a super duper hard digger. It's all covered in magma, so you've got to land stuff made out of tungsten. There's no water, there's no dirt, there's no food. The only metal ore is niobium, which you can't do very much with, and these pockets are not very big. There is the niobium volcano, but it comes out at 3,000 degrees. Abyssallite you can't do anything with, and there's even some neutronium in here. You could turn this magma into igneous rock to build stuff with, but that requires active cooling, which is not easy. So I'm kind of curious what they're going to change, or maybe see some people who come up with better rocket interior design, so you actually get a proper mini base that you can live in, put in some solar to start doing active cooling. But even dupes in exosuits, if they walk through magma, they'll get scalded. They will not be happy dupes, and so you have to deal with them being hurt. And then you've got to figure out a way of pumping the magma into space to make room. I don't know, it's just miserable. So I don't think I'll be able to deal with that base. Oh, one other thing on this one, I still have a portapod over here. So at any point I could print a dupe and have them reactivate the space as long as they have cooking. And there's some fresh mushroom and some stale mushroom in there, so they've got plenty of food. So that's kind of my views. I like spaced out. There is a lot of building the beginning base. So as long as you are okay with that aspect of the game, you're going to build a lot of beginning bases. Some of them you can set like Yakani, where you can leave it alone and it will keep producing metal for you. You could probably do the same thing over here with these metal volcanoes. you know, just abandon, bring all the dupes back because they don't need to be here. This one does require dupes because in order for the oil well to work, they have to be able to activate it. Ooh, did I finally use up? No. You... Alright, let's just toss in some more solar. Screw it. Oh no, I've got hydrogen. I was playing around with the power grid trying to burn off stuff, and I think I burned off all my petroleum. So we'll do that. We will set you, yeah, stupid low. So if you like setting up beginning bases, you know, 3 or 4 dupes is all you need on these small asteroids. Like, this is the biggest one of the extended bases, and it's not very big. Actually, no, this one's probably the biggest. Yeah, this one's the biggest. But even then, it's not very big. It's got tons of ice, and then whatever they decide to do with radium. The ice one, you know, it's pretty deep. It's not very wide. And it's got 3 iron volcanoes. There's no way of making steel here because there's no fossil or critters. But that's not hard to ship in. And you've got wolframite. Yeah. Well, you've got 10,000. Yeah, we'll make you some more. Give you something to do. And then this one's just downright tiny. Yeah, that's it. 3 tungsten volcanoes and a lot of magma. And, you know, the sand I accidentally put in there, breaking everything. Tell me what your temperature is. Status. Yeah, I don't know. They aren't exchanging heat, so that's fine. 20 degrees. Yeah, I'm just waiting to see what all it takes to melt 700 kilograms of carbon dioxide. It was negative 84. It should be just about there, right? Yeah, 56. So another 10 degrees. And that is in really low pressure gas. Like, it's only 14 grams of oxygen. Grams of oxygen, 30 milligrams of carbon dioxide is all I'm using to exchange this heat. And it's still coming up pretty quick. Okay, now that's running. You know, the source of water on this map is you have petroleum generators, you have oil, and you have ethanol. So there is a source of water here, and then you can filter it and do whatever. I think I'm still sending... Yeah, I'm sending polluted water out of here. And this is all turning nice and green. I believe... Yeah, I'm just sending the polluted water out of there. I'm currently pumping up everything down here. Got food poisoning? No, I kept that water clean. So that's all glorious. I did extend, this is pipe spaghetti. I extended this cooling loop through here just to help keep that water cool, because running the 2 steam vents in it was making it warm. But the base is all nice and green. How much hydrogen do we have? So we've made 670 kilograms of hydrogen. There's 3,000 kilograms of oxygen. Wow. That is quite a bit. Yeah, and you're below temperature. Alright, let's go back over here and we will wait for this to exchange enough temperature. Alright, I'm going to put in a battery. I should have done that first just so it stores up a bit more power and runs a bit longer. That battery will eventually overheat because the pressure here is so low, but it's also really cold, so it's probably going to take a while. This I turned into a great hall. There used to be the massage table, but I made it just big enough so I could get more of a morale bonus. Minimum size is 32, and I made up to 36. And, you know, made some tungsten sculptures, because why not? Yeah. just waiting for that carbon dioxide. Alright, so we ended up with a solid chunk of carbon dioxide over here. Not exactly sure how that happened. It like melted and popped over. There we go. We'll let that get a little bit warm just to make sure it doesn't freeze again, but yeah, 47 kilograms per tile. Turn you off. Turn you on. And hook up the pipes. Might have been a little bit of oxygen in there. I don't know if this thing cares. No, it doesn't even show up. That oxygen did not show up as contents in this rocket. Either the rocket got rid of it, or it ended up somewhere else. If I had a mechatronics engineer, I would have put in a shipping rail to dump the frozen carbon dioxide in here. Alright, and it's fueled up. We'll actually get rid of that battery because it will overheat. It's already up to 55. And I don't need it. So I think what I'll do is I'll leave Abe. Abe is the cook, so he can make his own food. Just so I've got one dupe over here. I need steel if I want to tame these iron volcanoes. But like I said, I'm probably done with this playthrough until there's an update. Let's send most of the dupes back home. I mean, I don't really care if they don't have food as long as they got the bathroom. Change crew to Meep, Nails, and Torvaldo. And who knows, I might print another dupe over here at some point, but Abe can keep this going. He's got 14 cycles worth of food, and there is so much frostbun here that it will last forever. And now he gets to live all by himself. Doesn't he look happy about it? What does his schedule look like? Abe, where are you? Oh, this is going to get very confusing if this doesn't separate them by where they are. There's Abe. Yeah, he's got all the downtime slots. The only reason I put a sink in here is the outhouses had food poisoning germs, but I probably didn't even need that. Once he's used up all the polluted dirt, I could... Oh no, this is going to still produce polluted dirt. Alright. This is going to take, what, half a cycle? Easy enough. Yeah, and this keeps up with that, no problem. Yeah, it's 80 degrees sulfur, it's not horrendous. What does it look like over here? Yeah, so they're dumping that sulfur in here, and it's doing nothing. It's barely even touching this. There's a full cooling loop running through here. Yeah, and these are both half full already. So one sulfur geyser is more than enough to run these two Sweetle farms. I don't even know how much lumber I ended up with. It's got to be I believe a metric fuck ton is probably the right amount. Yeah. You guys can be all upset about your food. You'll land here shortly. And then none of these have rockets, so I could build rockets, come over here, start grabbing everything, but there's no point. Like, I don't quite know what the late game is past this. I have one self-sustaining base that has nobody in it. One self-sustaining base with one person in it. These guys need food shipped in. But I could also build a ranch here and they'd have their own food source and it wouldn't be a problem. And they can produce their own water and oxygen. This base doesn't have a source of water. So once I use up this water, my only source of oxygen would be this hot polluted oxygen vent, which would be enough for like 2 dupes worth. If you figure you get half of that, 100 grams a second per dupe, so I think maybe this could support 2 duplicates. And then the main base is the main base. It's got water, it's got food, it's got ranching. Now that I've got a sulfur geyser going and mini volcanoes, minor volcanoes, that is enough resources to keep this in food for forever. And then shipping over the pips. Pips produce their own food. You can produce polluted water with that. Yeah, it's fine. Oh, you landed. Well, why are you guys even in there? Disable. All. And get out of there. Good job, guys. You successfully colonized the frozen world. And I'm pretty sure we'll automatically go and reset their cots. You know, power-wise, the solar is awesome. We'll do the quick overview. You know, I just ended up with the giant power grid. That always works great. Temperature is good. Plumbing is a bit of a spaghetti over here, but I could definitely redo it and make it neater. Piping is all nice and neat. You know, 3 electrolyzers was enough for everybody. Decor is good where they live. Thank you very much for watching the future facility. We'll see what Clay comes up with in their updates. Definitely an interesting playthrough. I'm sure my next one will have started and I'll probably start back on Swamp after their next update. I hope you all have a wonderful day and enjoy playing the game.